Imagine this. A 6'3" point guard is coming down the court with his head on fire, mean mug on his face, his eyes burning with anger. You're screaming at your center to get out of the paint, but it's too late. You're about to witness a massacre, because this is 2017 Russell Westbrook. Russ's dunks had a ferocious intensity to them this season. He was angry at the rim. I think we all know why. A decision that shook the NBA unleashed an unstoppable monster, Mr. Triple-Double, the dude who made history and redefined what it meant to be a point guard with a regular season for the ages. I mean, just take a look at this.
What a perfect ending to a historic day!
Brand new money came and flood. Oh man, I'm still geeked up. Beans like on fat on blood.
How did Russ become an unguardable triple-double machine? His story starts off in the 2016 Western Conference Finals when him and Kevin Durant blew a 3-1 lead to the almost unbeatable Golden State Warriors. Over a month later, after Russ and KD blew a 3-1 lead, KD was on the last year of his 5-year contract extension, and on July 4th, 2016, Kevin Durant was signed to the Golden State Warriors. Just a month later after they beat him in the Western Conference Finals, betraying Westbrook. And as we know, Russ is one of the most energizing and fiercest players in the league. It doesn't take much for him to get riled up. But this right here is what made Russ flip a switch, and it turned him into a whole different beast. Opening night of the 2016-17 season, Russ busts out the gates with 32, 12, and 9 versus the 76ers. This dude wasn't playing. Without KD, Russ will be running the entire offense. And in Game 2 of the season versus the Suns, Westbrook will be on entire display for the whole world to see.
Fuck got into you?
I got the money in my hand right now. I'll let it fly. I got the F and N on me right now. I'll let it fly. I wanna fuck the baddest bitch here right now. I'll let it. I got old ass money, 4-5 years old, nigga. I'll let it ride. Gal off his head with the
Westbrook
nail on
finishes
side.
with
Fuck the
51 points.
He dropped 51 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists in an OT thriller against the Suns, and this was insane work. This performance let the whole league know he was coming. He followed his 50-point triple-double with 33, 11, and 16 against the Lakers, and 35 points in a ferocious slam against LA's B team. OKC was 4-0 to start off the season, and Russ was ecstatic entering the Bay against Golden State in their new pickup. And for the first time in their careers, KD and Russ will be facing each other on opposing teams, and unfortunately, my GOAT got smoked, scoring 20 points on a tour date shooting efficiency, while Kevin Durant went off for 39 as the Warriors smoked the Thunder by 26. It was a rough loss, but on the bright side, OKC was 6-1 to start off the season, with Russ averaging 38 and 10, a near 30-point triple-double. No way he kept this up, right? OKC ended up losing 4 straight, falling from Cloud 9. Then won 2 straight, including this Thor Hammer Slam on Clint Capella and the Rockets. Then OKC lost another 3 straight, putting their record at 8-8. OKC may have came down to earth, but Russ didn't. Triple-double, 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 triple-double. Russ put on a 7-game masterclass with 7 consecutive triple-doubles, averaging 29, 13, and 13, going 6-1 during this insane stretch. Dude was literally doing everything for his team, and that's because he had no other choice. The Thunder created a roster to surround 2 superstars. Now it's down to just one. And instead of complaining about his situation, Russ activated his grand badge. He put his team on his back, carrying them into a playoff position, and it helped that he had some extra motivation entering the season. It wasn't just his insane athleticism either. It was the wizardry of his passes, his rebounding ability being only 6'3", and his clutch gene that we all know him for. In which all of these mixed together in a potion to make for a ridiculous start to the season. However, he wasn't even a front runner for MVP. On December 23rd, 2016, the NBA released their monthly Kia MVP ladder. This had James Harden ranked first and Westbrook second. This did not sit well with Russ, and lucky for him, he can respond tonight as he's facing the third-seeded Boston Celtics at TD Garden, and Brody made his case for MVP loud and clear.
I like XA.
Bitch, and Prada, and Macy, my jolly, they hated, I'm ballin', they hated, I'm better, I'm fucking your daughter, I'm making it better, I'm making it smarter, I'm making it wetter, just see my collar up under the sweater, it's all we call it. Drinking the bottle, I take it wherever, I drink it wherever, I'm drinking forever. Case of bottles, I'm never gonna let up, my man's that rod, as soon as we met her, I'm taking my bottle, straight to the teller, I'm taking no model, straight to the telly. Soon as we go up, the dick in the belly, we finna go up, these niggas ain't ready. I made the hoe get like spaghetti, I finna roll in the hoe with jelly, then my boy had your hoe in the city, I'm on the road and be home in a minute. I check my phone and the hoe just had text me, she lucky I feel like chicken, we going shopping today. We going shopping.
A 45-point triple-double including back-to-back three-pointers from the left wing to seal the win with a little dance. Is he MVP worthy now? Russ followed this performance with 31 points and 15 assists on Christmas Day against Minnesota, 29, 17, and 11 on Miami, smoking Charlotte for 33, 15, and 8. 49, 8, and 5 versus the man he was in the MVP race with, 32, 17, and 11. And then 36, 11, and 10 in a win against Sacramento. This dude was filling a stat sheet unlike any point guard since Oscar Robertson. And that brought up an interesting conversation. At this point in the season, Russ had 20 triple-doubles, just shy 21 of Oscar Robertson's all-time record of 41 triple-doubles. He was also averaging a triple-double halfway through the season. There was some serious rumble that Westbrook may have a shot at doing the impossible. But we have to put that combo on hold as another storyline was back for seconds. It was round 2 of Russ versus KD, and unfortunately Russ faced the same fate as the first battle. Russ did throw down a nasty dunk in the third, but that was the only bright spot. This time KD lit them up for 40 as the Warriors spanked them by 21. That one definitely stung Westbrook, and he'd have to sit on it for a while with a 5-day break in between his next game. And boy oh boy, I sure do feel bad for whoever they play next, and it looks like the Utah Jazz got the short end of the stick.
GL4, no GL4, I slime to the nigga slime and Venador.
That boy take down the go.
Niggas cap, on my Glock they match. My drugs in my match. I heard his whole gang stack. I heard them boys just flagging. One round nigga, I got that torch, but that bit like EA Sports. AK got that knives, I'm not surprised. Pop out, take his life. Draco got that kick, got that start, so I ain't gon' do no fight. Deactivate my ground, talking about yeah, give fuck what he like. Nigga like 2 guns sound, I'm swinging up pistols like I don't know my rights. I don't think that you mob for real, they gon' have to call my blood on 10. Jesus piece across the diamonds, blasters in the rough. Pussy niggas talking on the gram, I had enough. Niggas fuck around, take your shit, niggas fuck around, tie you up. She gon' fuck around, suck my dick, you gon' fuck around, kiss that slut. Me and LaVelle on Belvedere on the east side, we gon' next.
Westbrook erupted with 38, 11, and 10, with also 4 steals, with a pull-up midi game winner to place the cherry on top. With a performance so great, it rightfully placed Westbrook as number 1 on the MVP ladder. He kept the ball rolling too, with 17 fourth-quarter points in a win against Dallas to top off a 45-point performance, just 3 games after he murdered Memphis with a array of jumpers in clutch time, scoring 13 straight to secure the win for OKC and earn his 25th triple-double, just 16 shy from Oscar Robertson's. We were watching Russ rewrite history, and the stat lines this dude was dropping looks like something straight out of a video game. Here's some of his best stat lines during the 15-game stretch. 27, 18, and 9 versus Indiana, 29, 12, and 11 versus Cleveland, 47, 11, and 8 in KD's return to OKC, but unfortunately that wouldn't be enough to get OKC over the hump. 38, 14, and 12 versus New York, 17, 18, and 17 versus the Lakers, 41, 11, and 11 versus the Pels, 43, 11, and 10 versus the Jazz, followed by an insane 48 points, 17 boards, and 9 assists performance versus the Suns, finalized by a 58-point nuke against Dame and his Trailblazers, which so happened to be his 4th consecutive loss in a row. Now Russ, he had the perfect MVP case: the numbers, the performance, the stat lines, and the narrative. But he didn't have the record to go with his MVP season, with the Thunder being the 7th seed, being only 35-29 on the season. Now if Russ wasn't there, they would easily be a bottom seed in the West. But regardless, it wasn't good enough for an MVP case, knocking him down to 2nd place on the MVP ladder. Now with just a month left in the season, his odds look slim for the MVP. However, Brody was rewriting history. He was averaging 32, 10, and 10 on the season. If he maintained this stat line and became just the 2nd player in NBA history at the time to average a triple-double while breaking Big O's record, his MVP odds would skyrocket. No doubt, especially if it resulted in winning. So as he entered the final stretch of the season, Russ went ballistics. Over the next 9 games, Russ carried the Thunder to a 7-2 record, and Russ recorded 7 triple-doubles. Now, just 5 away from breaking Big O's record, this was the stretch Russ desperately needed to win his well-deserved MVP. And if the voters weren't swayed enough, a season-defining performance in Orlando may do the trick.
I'm pulling this lean up. I got ace and I'm promethazine up. My bitch better sleep on my codeine up. I just smash when I want, I don't need her. Yeah, do the dash which I'm off for the meter. Yeah, do the dash which I'm off for the meter. Yeah, do the dash which I'm off for the meter. Yeah, do the dash which I'm off for the meter. Do the dash which I'm off for the meter. Do the dash which I'm off it. I leave that wet head, put up in the coffin. And I'm fly as hell, yeah, bitch, I'm hawking. I'm in Atlanta on the south side with a bitch who don't do this often. I'm fucking this bitch at 3:16 a.m. I feel like Steve Austin. No, we don't give a fuck, bitch. We don't give a damn. My niggas be bossing. My young niggas pulling up with sticks, shooting out the lamb. Don't care what it costs.
57 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists, and 6 3-pointers made. Man, these stat lines are straight out of a video game. He also nailed a fading 3 to tie the game, which led to an OT thriller, and OKC would win 114-106. This was his signature performance of the season, and from this game forward, many had Russ as the MVP, but history would still be on the line. With that monster performance marking his 38th triple-double in the season, he needed just 4 more in his final 8 games to beat the record, and it started off pretty well. He dropped 32, 15, and 12 against the Kings. He went crazy on a horrible Hornets, scoring 40, 13, and 10. Followed that performance up with 12, 13, and 13 in Milwaukee to tie Oscar Robertson. In his next game, he goes crazy against Memphis. 45 points, 10 assists, and only 9 rebounds. In his next game, he went off for 23 points, 12 rebounds, and only 8 assists. No one was worried about the triple-double king. Russ just needed 1 more triple-double to break a record no one in NBA history thought would be broken. So as he entered Denver, well overdue and on the verge of history, Russ put on a show for the ages. Now the odds on the line was the Nuggets season and if Russ made history or not. And boy oh boy, would he not disappoint.
Records are meant to be broken, but wow. I know. I mean, Oscar, ooh.
Nope. There's not one guy on this planet who can do it. I think that's one of those records that will never be touched.
I don't think that's going to happen either. Not for a whole year.
What Oscar did with the triple-double, and that would never happen ever again. Never in history of the game.
Hello, Gallinari. You're going to pardon me for a second. The moment belongs to Russell Westbrook. I'm going to stand up and applaud. Here's the replay.
He rewrote the history books for his 42nd triple-double, and he did it in style too, with a 50-point triple-double and one nasty, unforgettable game winner. Russ will be voted the 2017 MVP, averaging a 31-point triple-double. A one-of-one season I don't think I will ever see again in my life. OKC ended up the 6th seed in the playoffs, and they would face off against James Harden, the man he just snatched the MVP from. The postseason did not offer the same magic as the regular season did for Russ and the Thunder. They would get smoked 4-1 against James Harden and the Rockets. Even with Russ making history and blowing the minds of everybody in the basketball world, his season would end the same way it has for the entirety of his career. And man, 2017 Westbrook gave us something we won't forget, and it hasn't been the same since he left.